everybody, I hope you're having a great day or doing well. This is a first impressions video on a palette that has been pretty popular, and it's from Lorac, and this is their Mega Pro palette. It retailed for $59, and currently you're not going to be able to find this on Lorac's website, but you might want to check Amazon.com. So for $59, you're receiving 32 eyeshadows. Your first 2 rows contain your matte shades. Your last 2 rows contain your shimmer shades. And there's only 4 repeats, so 28 of these shades are brand new. I like how Lorac sectioned this palette. I'm going to bring this in closer, and you'll see that on this half seems to be your neutrals. So you have your neutral mattes, your neutral shimmers, and on this side seems to be the more colorful shimmers and your colorful mattes. So I think that they do a really nice job of where they place the shadows, and you can tell that there's a lot of thought put into not only what colors they choose, but where they're going to place them within the palette. So initially when I first saw pictures of this palette before it was released, I wasn't sure if it was going to be women and color friendly. It was these colors right here where I wasn't quite sure how they were going to perform on my deeper skin tone, my NC45 skin tone, but I did find that they did swatch really nicely. They go on so buttery soft and really blend out nicely on the lid. And let's go ahead and take a look now at the 32 shades that come in this palette. Great shades in this palette. Some of the standouts to me include this mulberry shade right here. Look at that, I barely tapped into it. And this opal shade, which looks like a frosty white shade, but actually kind of goes on nice and gold. That one is really pretty, and this deep teal is absolutely gorgeous shade. I'm wearing this palette today, and I found that the shades were super pigmented. You really don't need to dip heavily into the shadows. A little bit will really go a long way. They blend out absolutely beautifully. And what I do like about this palette is it's not a palette that needs like a supplement color. Sometimes with palettes you need to kind of pull out that neutral shade just to kind of blend shades out in the crease, or maybe it doesn't have the right highlight for you, or there's always something that you just need to reach for in addition to the palette that you're using. With this palette, all the colors that you could possibly want or need are right here in this palette. I don't think that you'll find yourself reaching for supplement colors when you're working from this palette. So I really do love this palette. Now, something I wasn't too crazy about was the whole launch of this palette. I think there was a lot of confusion on when this palette was going to come out. There was a glitch, and I ordered when the glitch occurred, but I didn't get my palette until yesterday. So some palettes went out early, some palettes did not, and I think it sold out quicker than Lorac expected. And I think partly that was due to some people ordering 10 so they can sell on eBay. So for the future, I think Lorac might want to think about limiting how many palettes you're allowed to purchase. You know, I'm not trying to knock anyone's hustle or anything like that, but you know, there's some people that really wanted to get the palette that weren't able to, and now if you look on eBay, the prices are really increasing steadily because people know that there's a high demand for that palette. If you want this palette, I highly recommend looking on Lorac's Facebook page and also contacting Amazon. I know that they were supposed to get another shipment of the palettes in, so I think it's definitely worth checking. If you're able to get this palette, I do think it's one that you're really going to enjoy. I just hope in the future Lorac kind of makes things a little bit easier for launches like these, and maybe even make this palette permanent, because it is really a gorgeous palette that I think a lot will enjoy. are my first impression thoughts of the Lorac Mega Pro palette. Share your thoughts about this palette. Was it one that you were excited about or one that you're like, yeah, I could do without? Whichever it was, leave it down below. Please give this video a thumbs up, comment, of course, subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Rocky_loves_MKP. And don't forget to check out the blog willworkforproduct.com. I truly hope that if this palette was on your wish list that you were able to get it, and I will be seeing you real soon. I love you all. Thank you so much for the support. Mwah. Bye.